So have you ever built like a small little test dummy project that you're building, part of a maybe part of a bigger thing, maybe not, or maybe you've got this production system that you want to just make public. But actually, so if you made a small project, you want to share it with, I don't know, Bob who lives, I don't know, wherever he lives. But you don't have an easy way to do it. The solution is Cloudflare tunnels. If you're not familiar with what they are essentially a way of creating outbound network connections to Cloudflare's network that then people can come in on. So let's jump over to the computer and I'll show you this and I'll just sort of explain it all. So this is a very helpful diagram coming out of Cloudflare's tunnel diagram system. But essentially what happens is you got your customer or whoever it may be, they access Cloudflare's network. Cloudflare routes this internally to a tunnel that you've made from your network to access your local services. You only need to have one system on the network running this, and you can share multiple systems throughout the network. But the way this works is the Cloudflare tunnel system connects outbound to Cloudflare's network in the background and creates an outbound connection. That way, it's not about port forwarding or having open ports and stuff like that. And you can do a lot, actually. There are a lot of options that you can configure to go through. So let's jump into how to set that up and how it all works. So they've got some very handy steps. They've got some next steps, whatever. It's quite simple, as you could scroll through here. It's quite simple. Let's just jump on and get this set up. So in Chrome, I've got this very simple Hello World application. Actually, let's reload that. Where is it? It's gone down here. I changed the text. Now it says hello from the inside. So that is running locally on my machine, but I want to make it public. So I want you to be able to use this thing. Let's look at how we do that using Cloudflare's tunnel. So we simply go over here onto Cloudflare's tunnel system. So I've gone through. This is part of their zero trust network and all of those sort of features. It's quite simple. You click add tunnel. You click Cloudflare connection. You can do like clever ramping on and off traffic. That's beyond the scope of this, but simply create it. I'm going to just call this Thomas Mac. So it's quite hard to type with one hand. It's done that. So this is quite good. Oh, excuse me. So you just copy this command. Very simply copy it. Go to your terminal on whatever distro it might be. Paste it in. Paste in the key, all of that. It loads, it thinks about it, it requires your password. You enter the password, and there you go. It's now all done. That's all the configuration you have to do on the client. All of the ports, all of the stuff is now done on there. We now do it all online. So now come back here, you click next. You can see it's got its connection. So you create a subdomain. So I'm just going to call this Thomas Mac. On whatever domains you've got on Cloudflare. I don't know what happens if you don't have any domains. It might let you pick one. But I'm going to pick a domain. And so as you can see, I've created a domain record. I've got an A record on my domain. I could even give it a path. But I've got to select an outbound service. So I want to go internal. And then I want to say 127.0.0.1:3000. So that's the URL that this is at, localhost 3000. Same thing. You can do additional application security like HTTP settings, like adding any headers, any connection information, anything like that. You can also, as you can see here, support other stuff like HTTPS, Unix, THCP, SSH, RDP, SMB. It supports a lot of features, and realistically, I think this is a very simple and clever system they've come up with. You have one node on the network that shares access to Cloudflare from public internet access to all of the devices within that VPS. This is really good if you haven't got, say, a public IP address, or you don't want to do port forwarding, or you can't do port forwarding, so you've got like NAT. But yeah, so we could save tunnel. It's created domain successfully, so we wanted that domain. What did I say it was? Copy that. If I go to this online, I have now got hello from the inside. So as you can see, that's now working, but we're actually going via Cloudflare. We could test that because we can bring the system down. If we bring the system down, I think we're going to get an error. Yeah, so we're going to get a bad gateway error. went from my browser to Cloudflare, but it failed to connect to the host at Thomas Mac, and it just tells you some information. But I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you this because this is what I'm using whenever I'm doing these sort of things. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you got a use for it. If you have, let me know. Leave it below. That's what I meant to say. Subscribe. I'm nearly at 1,000. Probably by the time this is posted, I'll have passed 1,000. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.